It is important to practice good bike safety when you're out there on the road. Be a responsible cyclist and obey all traffic signs and use proper hand signals. Always ride with the flow of traffic. Dress safely. Wear a helmet, bright-colored clothing, and secure loose pant legs. Ride defensively. Anticipate the actions of other vehicles on the road and be on the lookout for hazards. Pass vehicles with extreme caution, and remember, turning vehicles might not be able to see you. Be aware of their blind spots, whether you're riding or when stopped at an intersection. Walk your bike when you get into traffic situations beyond your cycling abilities. Exercise caution when riding near buses. Watch out for buses pulling into and away from curbs, and passengers getting on and off the bus. You shouldn't carry items that prevent you from keeping at least one hand on the handlebars. Cyclists shouldn't ride with more people than the bike is designed to carry. You shouldn't attach yourself or your bike to any other vehicle on the roadway. Cyclists are not permitted to wear earphones in both ears while riding.
It only takes a minute to register your bike at JMU. First, visit the JMU website and search Bike Registration. Click the link to register. Press Start. Upload a picture of your bike. Type in your name and email address. Choose whether you live on or off campus. Click on your graduation year. Type your phone number, brand of your bike and color. Choose your bike type. Type in the serial number, and then press Submit. Now your bike is registered.
Bikes cannot be kept anywhere inside academic or administrative buildings without written permission from the building coordinator. You can store your bike in your dorm room only if all of your roommates agree. Bikes should never be left in halls, corridors, stairwells, on landings, handicap ramps, building entrances, or emergency exits. Improperly placed bikes will be confiscated by the university and forfeited by the owner. Wall mountings for bike storage are not permitted. Always remember to lock up your bike. When possible, lock bicycles to bike racks. Secure both wheels and the frame to a stationary object using a sturdy lock. Don't secure them to trees, railings, lampposts, fences, or handicap ramps. Bikes shouldn't be stored long-term in campus bike racks or left on campus by anyone not currently enrolled in classes. These bikes are considered abandoned property and are subject to confiscation and may be sold as state property.
Cyclists should ride with the flow of traffic on the right side of the road, except when you're passing another vehicle, preparing to make a left turn, avoiding a hazard, or when the lane's too narrow to share with a motor vehicle. You should never ride between two lanes of traffic moving in the same direction, unless one lane is a separate or mandatory turn lane. You're allowed to ride your bike on the shoulder of the highway, but cyclists shouldn't ride more than two abreast. When riding side by side, you shouldn't impede the movement of traffic. Move into a single file when being passed by another vehicle. Bicycles are not permitted to ride on the interstates. You can ride your bike on the sidewalk unless it's prohibited by a local ordinance, like in downtown Harrisonburg. When riding on sidewalks and shared pedestrian paths, cyclists must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians and give an audible signal before passing. Cyclists pulling onto a sidewalk or road from a driveway must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians or vehicles in motion.
A motorist must pass to the left with no less than 3 feet between any portion of the vehicle and the bicycle. If a motorist cannot safely give a cyclist 3 feet when passing without interfering with oncoming traffic, the motorist should slow down and wait behind the cyclist when oncoming traffic passes, and then proceed to pass the cyclist with the 3-foot buffer. Be alert, read all signs, and follow all the rules about where and when cycling is permitted. And remember, bikes have to follow all the same road rules as any other vehicle on the road.
When approaching a stopped bus, slow down and be prepared to stop. Watch for pedestrians crossing the street in front of the bus. Riding across a double yellow line is illegal. Do not pass a stopped bus.
Exiting a bus, always use crosswalks to cross the street. Look both ways to confirm the street is clear and then proceed. Always use crosswalks. Never walk out into the street between two buses.
Cyclists, motorists, skateboarders, or pedestrians must stop when involved in an accident and make a report. Report accidents involving death, injury, or property damage to University Police. All persons involved in the accident must give their names and addresses to the police and to any person involved in the accident or the property owner. If unattended property is damaged, the cyclist must make a reasonable effort to find the owner and give their name to the owner. If the owner can't be located, leave a note in a visible place at the accident site and report the accident to police within 24 hours. Although the law does not require helmet use, JMU strongly encourages you to wear a helmet when riding to, from, and on campus. When riding at night, bikes must have at least one white headlight that's visible at least 500 feet in front of the bike. The bike must have a red reflector on the rear visible at least 600 feet behind the bike. On roads posted with speed limit of 35 miles per hour or more, the bike must have at least one red taillight visible from 500 feet behind the bike. Taillights can be steady or blinking. These may be attached to the bike or to the rider. Bicycles ridden on highways must have brakes that will skid the wheels on dry, level, clean pavement.
Don't ever assume vehicles will stop. The average driver takes 2 seconds to see a pedestrian and decide to brake. A car traveling 25 miles an hour takes about 85 feet to come to a complete stop. A car going 30 miles an hour takes about 109 feet to stop, and a car traveling 35 miles an hour takes approximately 136 feet to stop. So you can see from those numbers, it's very important to pay attention to all the vehicles around you. Never cross between vehicles. Make sure all drivers can see you and have stopped before you step into the roadway. Look across all lanes of traffic and visually clear each lane before proceeding. Just because one motorist stops does not guarantee other drivers can see you. Use crosswalks whenever possible. Look left, right, and left again before crossing a street, and watch for turning vehicles. Obey all crosswalk signals. Wear bright or reflective clothing when walking or running at night. Always walk or run on the sidewalk. If there's no sidewalk, run facing traffic so you can see the cars traveling closest to you. Avoid talking on your cell phone or wearing headphones in both ears. You need to be able to hear sirens, car horns, squealing brakes, accelerating cars, and warnings from bystanders. And last but not least, stay sober. Walking or running while impaired greatly increases your chances of being struck by a vehicle.